music and the lifestyle we dream. Sipping on champagne, living in style. Underground penthouse where we reconcile. Discussing the good, the bad, the true. Underground music, what it means to you. Breaking down the beats, dissecting the rhymes, spreading the love, one verse at a time. In our tuxedo, stepping out on the town. Underground penthouse, we hold it down. From the dim lit clubs to the streets at night, we shine a spotlight on the underground spot. Tuxedo, stepping out on the town. Underground penthouse, we hold it down. From the dim lit clubs to the streets at night, we shine a spotlight on the underground smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is a pleasure to be here. Right where you need to see us, live, in your face, right here on the channel. Calm down. Everybody take your seat. In your seat. It's gonna be a live one. How y'all doing? No applause. Like literally, stop the applause. How y'all doing, y'all? Your boys.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. Episode number 12. Underground penthouse. We hold it down from the dim lit clubs to the streets at night. Shine a spotlight on the underground's mind. So what's up, y'all? How y'all feeling, man? Y'all all right? Oplex, what's good with you, brother?
It was good, man. I feel like once again, Happy New Year to all the good people, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
We're in the building. This episode here, round of applause for episode 12. We got a lot of stuff to get to.
Oh, yes, definitely got it. All right, shut up, y'all.
Yeah, man. The culture in shambles.
We definitely have. Woo. Man, so if you've been living up under a rock or you haven't, there's been a whole lot of stuff that's been going on and taking place in the city, locally, nationally, everywhere. It's been a whole lot going down, and we're here to talk about it. We gonna talk about it. All right. Big time shout out to the Detroit Lions for giving us an amazing season. Clapping up for them, y'all.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it didn't go exactly the way we was hoping that it would have went here in Motor City. The guys took a break. I mean, this
who are we talking? Who are we talking about, man?
We talking about the Lions. We talking about the Detroit Lions.
You said we took a break.
They took a break. They had a chance. We took a break.
It was tragic. It was tragic, man. And we're just not used to being in these kind of situations.
How? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you
because if you look at it, right, you got 2 years in a row.
Yes.
That we made the playoffs. This season kind of leaves that stain because we didn't even make it as far as we did last season, right? And the way we lost was absolutely so glow greasy.
And then we had a better season, a better record, better players, better pizza. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm just saying we had all of the mechanics and tools and the abilities and everything to go ahead and make it all the way to the Super Bowl. The boys are supposed to make it.
Yeah, they were predicted to go to the Super Bowl.
They were predicted to go to the so for that alone, shout out to the Detroit Lions. But unfortunately, the Washington Commanders had some other idea, and the sad part is, did y'all hear that whack ass song that they made? We're the Commanders.
Yo.
Commanders.
The idea of that would never happen with Detroit, right?
No.
We would never make a soft arse. What would you call the anthem?
Trash.
Right? We would never make a soft arse anthem like the Commanders did when they dropped that song and video. You know what I mean? And it's not about the age. It's not that my guy might have been like 65. It's not about that, man. It's like, make a good song.
He couldn't.
Just make a good song.
It out. And what's sad is, like, they was in the crowd chanting, "We want Detroit." And they came here and they got us. They was celebrating with the Buff song, doing the play. Now, take that as you may. Imitation is the biggest form of flattery, and I believe one of the players that was on the Commanders was actually from here. But the thing is, we had all of the opportunities to do something and blew it.
Yeah.
Now, fumble, interceptions, bad penalties, bad calls.
Yep.
Trick plays that did not work. All that stuff equaled out to, a whole bunch of stuff that shouldn't have happened in the first place. And what's messed up is when the Lions lose, it's always a question of who threw the game, who got paid, who got their pockets greased, because that's how it's. Even with, like, when they lose, they're like, yes, they won. I'm sorry. When they win, they're like, yes, we won. We were supposed to win that. We did what we were supposed to do. We was fired up. We was behind against all adversity and played against great players and did all the rest of this stuff. And then when we lose, it's like, yeah, we did that on purpose. Just like when we lost to the Bills, like, yeah, they was expecting to play the Bills in the Super Bowl, so that's why we only played man coverage the whole time, and we only did that. We were supposed to lose that one just so we can get the flavor of losing back in. When we lost last year, the San Fran is like, they were doing great in the first half, second half.
Yeah.
Who made the phone call to say, yeah, show's over. Pull the plug.
But this is what I'm screaming. When I saw that post conference and I saw Goff say that some of the interceptions that he threw, right, was part of the game. Some were his fault. And it's like, and shouts out to my big homie, Stack Almighty. You know what I mean? Been a Detroit Lions fan for a long time. He put Goff right on the chop block, man.
I wouldn't put Goff on the chop block. I will say a good amount of that is his. Some of it's his fault. Another, like, if you look at the actual interceptions that was thrown, I'm not going to say that they were underthrown. I'm not going to say they were overthrown. They just were caught by the wrong person. I'm going.
Yeah, you think?
Now, the throw by Gibbs, or was it Montgomery or Gibbs? I think it was Gibbs. The interception Gibbs threw, that was thrown to that was a bad throw.
That was a bad throw.
You don't throw into that many people. But most of the stuff that he threw that were interceptions were just like, that was just Washington playing hard to get the ball.
Yeah.
And do you blame Goff for that? You can't. I mean, on one side, yes, he threw the ball, but it wasn't like he threw bad throws to get caught by somebody else.
Yeah, and I don't think we were prepared for that game, man. It just, to me, it just didn't seem, and Dan Campbell alluded to that in the post conference without really blatantly saying it, but I feel like Washington came in with a much better game plan than Detroit, man.
They still were hot. You got to look at, they did not sit down and rest. Like, they didn't sit. They were still getting their reps in. What Campbell should have had them doing, yes, he rested them for a couple days, only a couple days, but yet and still, they should have still been going like full go, full blow. If they was, and so be it. They didn't prepare until the week that they knew exactly who they were going to be playing. So that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
It seemed like something was missing the step. Like it just seemed like they was out of sync. That's truthfully and what I honestly feel was going on. They just felt out of sync. Bonehead calls, not calling timeout when it's 12 people on the field. You had some missed calls.
Yeah,
so
crucial penalty.
It was a lot that had to go into it. It was so much that it looked like somebody placed a call like, yeah, son, we decided it's not going to be all year. Go ahead and cut it off. And that's the way it went. Just make it look pretty. But it's not going to be y'all. It's not today.
You're right. Right. Well,
so, your DEI, your DEI quarterback from Washington.
DEI. Yeah. Shouts out to Jalen, man. Like, you know what I mean? What we got? We got two black quarterbacks in the playoffs right now. Or are we including Patrick Mahomes?
Isn't this fitting?
Are we including Patrick Mahomes
as a man of color? Are we including him as what?
Well, we could call him Kermit the Frog.
Okay. All right, yeah. He's a man of color. He's green. Yeah, we can include Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I get down with Patrick Mahomes. It's but pause. But I'm just saying, if it's going to be that, I don't want to watch.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are tired of KC. I mean, they're on a dynasty run. It's starting to get boring.
I'm going to tell you what they're really tired of. And I'm with my boy John on this one. We're tired of seeing Taylor Swift's gums in the stands. All right. Her grinning and all the rest. I don't want to see another Super Bowl with Taylor Swift. I just don't want to see it. I'm sorry.
You know, there's no room for soap operas in the NFL.
No, there's not.
It's just not, man.
And the fact that she's going to be there. Last year she had Ice Spice. If she come with no telling, Ice Spice lost all that weight, so I hope she don't bring her. I just don't want to see her there again. Like, take Travis Kelce out so this way we don't see her.
Yeah.
As long as we get that, then I'm cool. I'll watch. If like make her sick or something like that, so she can't be for real. Like, yeah, we're
Swifty.
Here. Yes. Taylor, please do the Michelle Obama and don't show up.
That's what's up. All right, we still on Swagger Sounds. Yeah. Let's get into the most anticipated albums, hip-hop albums of 2025. Coming up in 3 days, we got the return of Yasin Bey, a.k.a. Mos Def, dropping a project produced by The Alchemist.
Really?
It's facts. What's that, 3 days?
I need to get down with that one. Now, did you hear the last Black Star album?
You know what? They had kind of an alternative release on that. Yes. Like, it's not available on your mainstream streaming platforms, right? Where can I find that?
I think originally it came out on, it was the same platform that Dave Chappelle was on. It's what was it called? It was like an offset like streaming thing, or they do a lot of podcasts and everything on there. But I think it went to mainstream after that. I think it initially released on that. I don't think it's on there anymore.
Okay, that's what's up. I did not hear that. So talk to me about that. I mean, was it on point?
It was on Luminary. It was decent.
It was decent.
It was decent. It wasn't the first Black Star really had like not only substance, but it had the production that you kind of hope for, that changed the game a lot. So this second one here wasn't that. Like it was one of the ones you listened to at one time. It was like, all right, that's cool.
Wow. Kind of like Missionary.
Yeah. Kind of like Missionary. Kind of like Snoop's Missionary. Kind of like Electric Circus.
Don't get any weird ideas, ladies. Get your mind out the gutter.
Yeah. If you go, Snoop and Dre did the album called Missionary, and it was a one listen show. It was worth listening.
It was. I didn't feel like I lost part of my life. You know what I mean? I didn't. It was like you said, solid. I really like the production. Like Dre did his thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it just didn't have that certain level of it was just missing something. You know, that replay value is everything, right? Like it's just missing something where it's like, yeah, I'm probably not going to be going back for that. Now, I will say I need to take a second look because I feel like a lot of people aren't going to go back to it. And there were a couple of joints that I know will bang in the club. So for the DJ side, you know what I mean? I need to revisit it and at least pull. I heard one or two. I'm like, yeah, this side of the club slapping.
Got you. Now this the Black Star we were just talking about is called No Fear of Time and is only on Luminary. So I'm interested to see Mos Def bringing out another album, especially teaming up with Alchemist. Exactly how they're going to do this, how they're going to pull it, and how they're going to really kind of bounce back from the last Black Star album.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I'm saying. And Mos Def is kind of a if I want to say the word eclectic character. So
absolutely, and he has. I mean. How was he doing on that album? Like in terms of the flow?
Again, it was not it was on another plane culturally that you had to really be locked in with them. Like it's taken to the point of appreciate them for the art and everything that they make.
Yeah,
and really sit in and mold it into it and say like, hey, I'm here because it's them, almost like Andre 3000's Flute album.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair.
That'll put you in the same mind frame.
All right, here we go. Up next, Clips album entitled "Let God Sort 'Em Out."
Push
and Malice. What do we think? What are we thinking of? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I love that the OGs are coming back because the game needs balance. Because, quite frankly, a lot of the young MCs are trash. All right, so the game needs balance. The older heads, like Clips, they know how to do it right. But now, mind you, if we get an album from Clips that is going to basically be pushing dope down our throats. It's not that either, though.
I don't think it's going to be that, and here's why. Because did you hear Pusha T's last album?
Yes,
and Malice was on that one.
Yeah,
and they, even though the song was still spiritual in some way, shape, or form, the album, like the song was dope. Just the idea of these two putting together this project kind of gives me chills.
Okay.
Because I am a huge fan of Pusha T.
Me too.
I'm a huge fan of Malice, regardless of, what style is on. And when they came back together and was locked in on this type of track, it's like, that opened up the door for a whole lot.
Yeah.
And to see that this is actually coming to fruition, I'm really looking forward to this deal because, man, these two, it don't have to be 100% dope. It don't have to be 100% about, what they typically talk about. It can be about whatever, but the fact that these two and the artistry and everything that they have are coming together with the lyrics that they actually both can show.
Yeah.
Man, it's going to be a light side, dark side on that one all day. And I'm here for it. Yeah. I'm here for it.
That's what's up. That's what's up, Clips. Dropping an album this year, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Up next, Kanye West, Bully.
Okay.
All right. Now, here's the thing about Kanye West, because I heard the last album that he put out. It was okay, right? There's probably like 3-4 really standout songs on there. I think the thing with Kanye, the production is still amazing, but sometimes you get lackluster songs, and I see what he's trying to do. He's kind of swooping back to the young generation, and I think when they get with him, they perform better than they would by, you know what I mean, without him.
Okay.
Kind of raises the bar a little bit, but at the end of the night, I think, it's high risk because depending on who he's featuring on this project, man. I mean, if Young Thug is on the, I'm not. You can call it generational gap. You could just say the guy's not a good rapper, but certain guys that Kanye has collabed with, it just hasn't been that good.
I want to say, seeing that Kanye is coming out with an album, be ready to see Kanye doing some ill, crazy, dumb stuff.
That's typically how it works.
Just be prepared, because his level of promotion isn't like, hey, y'all, I'm dropping an album. His level of promotion is like, I got my daughter out here playing Lion King, and just, hey, bro, you ain't gotta be on top. Just be ready for Kanye to do something that he ain't got no business doing. He might.
I saw a clip from him on social media where he said that the African Americans aren't black, we're Indians.
Exactly. It's here. It's how long ago was that?
That was pretty recent. I mean, I don't know how old that clip was, and I really want more context because they just snippeted that part. Like, how did we get to black people are not black? We're really Indians. I love Indian food, like, you know what I mean, some butter chicken.
Is he talking about Indian people? Like from India, or is he talking about Native Americans who were called Indians because the people that came here didn't know who they were talking to?
The Negro can't be calling us Native Americans, man.
Okay. All right. So
come on, man.
This is how Kanye promotes. And this is why I'm sorry, man. A lot of people, I fought tooth and nail with my cuz on this one. I'm not a Kanye fan. It's just me.
Is it because he likes Hitler?
Again, this is how Kanye promotes. He doesn't say I got an album coming out. He be like, Hitler was a great person, and I believe that shut up. Like, I think black people are all really Indians, and we should be actually eating stuff like curry and everything else. Truthfully, I feel like, shut up, Kanye. Like, stop.
The level of delusion is real with him, man. And you know what I mean? He's, that interview with Charlemagne the God, I think he's a product of not taking his medicine consistently, man.
He don't take it at all. It ain't even about consistently. He is clearly off of his meds, and it's messed up. It's as a producer, for what he has done as a producer for the tons of artists that he's worked with, I rock with him. I'm cool with him. But listening to his music, I can't do it because I feel like I'm going down this hole and ending up like at the end of Kanye album, I'm probably gonna be talking the same exact way that he does. That's where I can't do it. I can't. From 808 to Heartbreaks to none of them. I didn't like any of them.
I thought 808, but you didn't like 808 Heartbreak?
I didn't like not a single album.
You didn't feel that was somewhat groundbreaking?
Yeah, if you throw the album on the ground.
Well, damn. I never saw that perspective coming.
That's just break the. No, man. I don't know, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Well, that's the one that had flashing lights and stuff on it too, right? I think flashing lights was on there.
Was flashing lights on? I don't think flashing lights was on there.
808s and Heartbreaks. That was Say You Will, Heartless. Why would you be so heartless?
Yeah.
Love Lockdown, Say Welcome, Heartbreak, Amazing, Street Lights. See You in My Nightmares, Pinocchio.
You didn't like Amazing?
I don't even remember which one that was.
So amazing.
No.
No? Okay,
No.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'll put it like this. I didn't like and I'm a sound person, just so people understand. I'm a sound person. So if it don't sound good to me, I don't like it. I truthfully don't care for any of Swiss beats. None of them. Not even none of them.
Whoa.
None of it.
Okay, so we're going back. We're going back to the late 90s. It's dark.
None of it. Let me say majority of it.
So okay, so it's dark and hell is hot is a go.
It's
DMX
dark.
first album.
That's Swiss Beats all on that one. I like DMX. I think the beats was kind of like different.
It was different. I honestly feel that Swiss Beats, if we're talking hip hop producers, and we look at the variety of different hip hop producers, we look at their legacy. He hasn't been able to stay relevant, and his beats, he's never evolved. You can hear it's almost like it's okay to have your own sound, but something about Swiss is like you can tell when it's his beat, but it don't be banging like that.
Because it sound like his child did it. It sound like his 4-year-old picked the sound. Daddy, put this in. That's that I can't do it. It's
for God's sakes, his wife is Alicia Keys. How can you not make dope beats? You put her on the piano.
She should be producing. And do remember he was married to somebody else, and Alicia Keys jumped in and took that from her.
That is true.
Homebreaker.
All right. Let's spice it up. Most anticipated albums of 2025. Lil Wayne, Carter 6.
You know
whoa, this one.
You know what I'm about to say to that. I don't care. Who is my most overrated artist of 2024?
That is correct. If you guys didn't know, I think that might have been episode 9, probably episode 8. Yeah, episode 8. We said who was one of the most overrated. Who's the most overrated rapper? Chris Volcano came in and said Lil Wayne. Right now, here's my thing. If he's going back to the Carter, that is a franchise in his brand. And if you look at, I mean, he's got some classics, right, in that Carter franchise. And so most hip-hop heads, if you're doing another Carter, you know hip-hop heads are going to expect him to get back to what was it? Which one was classic? Was it Carter 3?
He don't remember the Carter. If you tell him any lyric from the Carter, he gonna like, I said that. Or did my daddy say that? He don't remember the Carter. He don't remember what he said. He's like, I'm just here.
I think he's got something to prove. Like, I think he has the motivation to prove something. If you look at that whole Kendrick Lamar piece, and if you look at, he really wanted to perform at the Super Bowl. Kendrick edged him out. That kind of went viral. I mean, I think this is a good opportunity for him to show us what he's working with, man.
Okay, so let me just say this. Dre performed the Super Bowl when it was in LA. Okay? That don't mean that every time the Super Bowl come to your whole town that you're supposed to perform at it.
I agree with you there.
That does not mean that. So because of the fact that it's in New Orleans does not mean that Lil Wayne is supposed to be on stage. Lil Wayne barely makes it to the shows that he's supposed to be at. He halfway remembers all of his lyrics. He does not actually legitimately put on a great show. And you want to put him in the Super Bowl. No, you don't. You put somebody that's going to put a legitimate groundbreaking, reusing the word that you try to use about Kanye, person in the actual Super Bowl. And I'm sorry, from 2024, that person just so happens to be Kendrick Lamar.
It's facts. I mean, Kendrick deserves it. I think he's at the pinnacle of his career right now. And I think it's very, very appropriate after he bodied Drake, right? And just dropped a great album with GNX.
Yes.
Let's not get too excited, hip hop fans, and call it a classic now. You can't call it a classic
No.
until maybe 5 years from now when you go back and listen to it. Like, you know what I mean? And you see where it's at.
It was a great album. It's not a classic.
It's not a classic. I think he's got some songs that are going to age like wine, though, on that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
He definitely does.
not quite a classic.
He definitely does. So, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right, let's keep going. Jid and Metro Boomin, to be announced on the album title.
Okay. I will look forward to that. I like Jid.
I like Jid too.
I like Jid too. What he did with Future and everything kind of sparked up a lot. So I'm interested to see what's going down with that one.
And you know what I mean? Round of applause to Jid because he's from the younger generation and he takes the art seriously, man. So let's just, it's not too many that do anymore.
No, exactly.
All right, here we go. This is the one that I believe is going to cause lots of problems. We're going to end this segment on this right here. Nas and DJ Premier.
Yeah.
That's going to be here's the thing. When has Nas dropped a bad album? Maybe when he got with Queensbridge, but that was Queensbridge. That wasn't a Nas album.
It was that. It was
Wale.
Yeah,
that joint slap though.
Uchi Wally. I'm not gonna put it like this. Nas is a acquired taste, and you have to be like really a true blue diehard fan of his to fully appreciate the music that he does and everything that he does. Okay,
that's fair.
So, for the average listener, it's going to be hard for them to say, that it's just going to be hard for him. The past few that he's done, King's Disease, 1, 2, 3, Magic, and Life is Good, and the N-Word, and all those, like it's each one of those albums was classic in their own right, and each one of them had something about them that actually, really embraced and brought about change and brought about, understanding and everything throughout the music. It's Nas though. It's not like an elevation of Nas. It's not like Nas went from this point to this point in his lyrics.
Right. He
stayed right there the whole time. He just switched up producers from Kanye to Hit Boy to now DJ Premier.
So I mean, we got. I'm going to the comments here now. We got shouts out to the dog called No. Shouts out to you, man, for tapping in. Nas may finally have some good beats. He's insinuating that perhaps King's Disease suffered from bad production. I didn't really think that. I thought the production was solid on the King's Disease franchise. Most of that was Hit Boy, and Hit Boy is solid.
Most of that was Hit Boy. It was. He had a few songs. If you were to point out like each one of the albums, he had a few songs on each one. He had my favorite out of all those. Like there's one song that he did specifically out of all of those. It was called Store Run.
Okay.
And I played Store Run backwards and forward because that was the Nas I wanted to hear. The smack talk, the, just letting it flow, riding the beat just right, the proper production. That was a great song to come from the barrage of albums that he was releasing pretty much every year or twice a year. So I think that I think that him coming with Primo, I think that's going to touch it up and probably going to give him some of the hits and things that he really needs, especially something for the clubs and something to put him back on the map in that way, shape, and form.
That's what's up.
So I see what who was that said that one?
The dog called No.
Yeah. Mr. No. What up? No. Shout out to you. That's Mr. No. That's a DJ from Volcano and New Radio Standard, and also my big homie from the Black Dog Tribe, who's been out here grinding for the longest. So yeah, man, it's big time shouts out to him. He kind of hit that one on the nose. It's there can be some lacking ones, but there's each one of them albums has some songs that was well worth it.
They're definitely. And again, I think the older you get, let me help me out here, Volcano. The older you get, perhaps the more challenging rap becomes.
Facts.
Why is that? I mean,
Like,
I'm a rapper. We're rappers. Why is that?
Here's the thing. There's a proverbial hump that you have to get over and realize that you're not young anymore. Okay, so the stuff that you talked about when you was young, you can't talk about that as you're young anymore. Well, I'm not saying that you can't, especially if you're still living that lifestyle. Now, if you are still living that lifestyle and you're old, then I mean, sometimes you got to realize you need to grow up.
Yeah.
But your knees don't work the same, your body don't work the same. You can't jump around the same way that you do. You probably are in relationships and everything that you don't really want to expose or talk about in the manner that you did when you was young. So when you was young, wild and free and single and doing whatever you could do, you can talk to these ladies the same way you wanted to. You can say on the track, I'll beat your ass. You can say, you know what I'm saying, let's go ahead and throw down and I'm riding around and stuff like this. It does not hit the same when you're old.
Unless your name is Jim Jones.
Yeah, unless your name is Jones. See money, you don't see me. Hey, so
the guy is still. Shouts out to Jim Jones, man. The guy actually is. I think his whole life is like frozen at like 25.
It is. It gotta be. It's definitely gotta be. Like
it's absolutely hilarious.
So just like now. If I used to say on a song like, man, I scrap with you, I beat you. I'm not saying that no more because I don't want to fight you. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to resort to other tactics of resolving this situation. I'm either walking away or you're not going home ever again. That's the way this is going to happen. So the whole schematic and everything of what the album buying, listening to, and programming themselves off of the whole scope of that changes. All right.
Yeah.
And when that changes, it makes it harder for you to say, what are you going to be listening to? Like, okay, Cat's Out the Bag. And I went public and everything with it. I am going to be releasing a new album. So
shouts out to you for that, man. I'm excited. I know I got a beat placement on that album, and I know I got a verse placement.
Yes,
and so all that, I'm getting all that together for you. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to see what happens with this album here. I know that you are one of the best MCs in the city. And if no one's ever told you that, let me be the first one to do that, man. Round of applause to you, man.
Yes. Graffiti Symphony 2. Dark Side of the Sun is going to be coming, and that is in design right now.
Got it. In production.
In production. I sometimes say design. I typically say design because to me, a design is for specific purposes.
Okay.
A production is the build of it. This is actually, being placed together. Well, yeah, in production. But it's been designed.
Okay.
And it's for a specific purpose and for specific reasons. And it's coming together quite well.
That's what's up, man. I'm excited, man.
And so the idea is times where I done went back and looked at certain bars like, nope, you're married, can't say that. Times I look back at bars,
it's interesting, man, because you know what I mean? I'm single, on Plexology Chapter 3. I was still able to do like, some cut songs, and because I ain't, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. The name of that song is Explode, and it's not Explode, X-rated, right?
Yeah.
I obviously didn't put any kind of suspense or allure, so you know what you're gonna get if you listen to X-rated. But again, I think I could get away with that song if I wasn't single, because I would be talking about her anyway.
Right. Well, see, the reason I was referencing even bringing this part of it up is the fact that there's times where I look at it and say, well, either can't say that or can't do that, or I end up hearing a lot of the stuff that's relevant right now. And the whole idea behind it is trying to become successful.
Yeah.
And you blur the lines between what's successful now and what made you successful. And you try to blend the two, but then you realize that those two things are light years apart from each other. So
Yeah.
you truthfully only do you and suck it in and realize, like, hey, this is for my fan base, period.
Right.
If it happens to go outside of that, great. If it doesn't, so be it. But I'm doing this for those who have been rocking with me for the longest, and then those to come who can rock with me for even longer than that.
Absolutely. Well said.
Sometimes some people can't get out of that particular bracket. I have to stop listening to other people's music because some of the ideas and everything that get to coming into my head from other people's stuff, and then I end up creating something that in some way, shape, or form mimics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't me. So
right.
It goes into the bin, and probably gets pulled back out on something later on. I got a ton of unreleased music that fell into some of them similar categories. So that's why it's a young man sport. It's a proverbial hump that you got to get over, and it's a mind state you got to put yourself into to say, like, you can lock in and still do this the same way that these youngsters do, and it still be appreciated by the old heads, young heads, or whatever frame that you're actually in. I'm not trying to appeal to these teenagers. I'm sorry, I just can't. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
I'm not even trying to. I'm gonna do me, and if it locks in, it locks in. If not, then so be it.
And shout out to the big homie Ben Frank coming in. Volcano always has bars.
Man, what up with you, man?
Yeah, man.
The shows and everything with y'all. That was great.
Here we go. So, round of applause for Culture Talk. We got to get to canceling people.
Oh,
let's go ahead and get this thing popping. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Go ahead and launch.
All right, we're canceling Drake. I know you guys weren't expecting us to say that. Two dark-skinned guys on a podcast, right?
Hey, I'm a little yellow. I ain't gonna
a little Drake-ish.
I'm not. No, I ain't yellow. I mean, I got a little. I'm like a paper bag, wood grain.
Yeah.
I ain't yellow. I know some yellow dude, and I ain't yellow, but
you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Stephen Curry, and then you got Drake.
Yeah, they are highlighters.
What a highlighter, man.
They are super yellow. They just
Drake, we're canceling you because you want to be a Karen in hip hop. We're canceling you because you just don't know how to get your ass beat. You take that loss like a man. Drake, we're canceling you because you sued Universal and your homeboy owns that label.
Yep.
Drake, we're canceling you because you're not even from America.
Yes.
Drake, we're canceling you because we just recently found out this year you're not even black.
Yes.
But let's give it to him. That white boy had a good run.
Yes.
Kendrick knocked him off the altar. And I want to say R.I.P. Drake, you've officially been excommunicated from the black culture. Damn.
Body, bang, bang. Shit like that.
All right. I'm gonna let you handle this one because I feel like it gets spicy on this show. Sometimes it's Indian spicy, sometimes it's Thai spicy. All right.
They didn't know where they were.
All right, good. I did the 3 L's on purpose. We canceling Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yes.
We're done. I'm gonna give the floor to you, Volcano.
So, there's a specific animal in the animal kingdom. You may find them in your trash. And if you take off the first 2 letters and you get the last 4, you will have Coonery.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Coonery seduction. What was he playing at that event? Like, okay, let's just keep it a buck. Big homie Snoop Dogg. You come out and you say, yeah, man, anybody going to performing at 45's events. You know what I'm saying? You on some BS or whatever you were trying to say. Like, yeah, who gonna do that? And then first one in line is you.
Unbelievable.
Opportunist. Like, and I put up a post like I put up a post and I was like, aren't y'all tired of getting finessed? Like, everything gets said in the moment, and then they forget about that moment.
Yeah.
And then they go back and they do something to completely negate the fact that they said this stuff. You're supposed to stand on business, Snoop. You're supposed to be the one that was all out in front, like, yeah. No, you flipped. As soon as that paycheck hit, it's
gotta be. I don't think it's the paycheck, because we're not dealing with someone that needs money.
He still need money. Like, his albums ain't hitting like that. He needs bread. Okay, put like this.
Okay.
He's going to continuously need to have money for the lifestyle.
That's true. That's true. To maintain the kind of lifestyle that he's living. That's true. Ironically, Snoop Dogg has done great things for the Black community out on the West Coast. So I don't want to negate that, right?
Right.
I don't want to. We can't take that from him. But in the end, he's still a cornball.
Yes, because of the fact that you decided to, again, we're looking to you to be the person that's going to stand on business, and you did not stand on business.
Period.
You see what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. Regardless of what you do from this particular point, you didn't stand on business and stand behind your word when you actually said that you was going to do this, that, and the other. You didn't. So therefore, what are we talking about, Snoop? Like, you just dropped out an album and everything, missionary. And see, a lot of times, again, going back to this is how you promote. This is how it comes back around. You know your stuff is going double wood right now. So you drop missionary, it goes double wood. You still try to go ahead and put up some numbers and everything, and you don't realize that the reason that people are not really gravitating to the album is because you outwardly came out and said that you didn't write it. So your lyricism and everything that goes into this album is not really credible because this is the rap community, and guess what? We don't like ghostwriters.
Yeah, facts.
Well, as we said on one show, ghostwriters are PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs for rappers.
Period.
Another reason that Drake is being canceled. Bang!
Anyway. All right, we're not going to spend too much time on Ashanti's guy, because I kind of felt like once he started doing songs with Tim McGraw, and it's all in my head. Nelly has been a cornball for quite some time, and he did the Trump performance, solidifying that not only is he a cornball, he's a corn dog, right?
Yeah.
See, both Snoop and Nelly are corn dogs, right? You think it's like, oh, this is a great pancake batter.
Cornery.
And then you take enough bites, you just realize it's a freaking hot dog. It's a heart attack hot dog.
Yeah. I never really cared for Nelly in the first place.
Yeah, so I don't think we should spend too much time on him, man. I mean, what has he really done? He hasn't really stood on business for the country. Some could argue he had a great run. I think it's getting hot in here.
This is the same man that said that people from Detroit can't rap.
He said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nelly.
Early in his career.
That's great. Nelly has been excommunicated. Not only can he not send any communications to our Penthouse, but we're advising them to not even communicate with Black culture again, unless you're paying us.
Yeah.
We need some restitution.
Yeah, go ahead, pay us. Yeah, you want that? Pay us. Other than that, nope. I'm straight.
All
If
right, last.
you pass, I'll be like, guess who's here? We got Nelly. No.
And I know some of you guys don't want to hear this, and I know that you're going to be very surprised. We got one more person to cancel. And if you didn't know, we're canceling Trump too. Round of applause for that, y'all.
Yeah,
we are doing it right here on episode 12.
Yeah, I mean, some of y'all gonna like it, some of y'all ain't. I mean,
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like you go from like, let me just be clear, and somebody else said this earlier, and I kind of agree with them. You go from one person who wasn't 100% functional to get another person in there who's not 100% functional. Just basically shooting from the hip with all kind of just randomness and canceling just about everything that was allowing us to flourish in some way, shape, or form. Now all that stuff gets ready to go away. So for those of y'all that wanted to jump on the train and decide to go ahead and vote for my man's and yeah, it's cool. I'm just gonna sit back here and watch and gonna keep asking y'all, are we great yet?
It's really interesting because if you didn't vote for him, right, then it's kind of it's an awkward feeling watching what's going on, right? But I will say this: all the federal employers that were enjoying remote work and that voted for Donald Trump, I hope you enjoy. You got to go back into the office again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yep, you're ending all federal DEI employees.
Yeah, I think affirmative action is out. I think he signed that off.
Affirmative action is done. Ladies, guess what? If you got your man on child support, guess what? He can file for your child. You can't.
Hold on, I did not hear that. What?
I heard that's supposed to be coming up here. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Let me make sure and make sure I got my
no. We got to fact check this.
Let me do my Googles and make sure and fact check this.
Yeah, listen, I have been down the road of child support, and I can say that I have done my job there. I for the most part never was late, man. If I had to work 2 jobs, I had to work 2 jobs. You know
okay, I'm fact checking it, and you know what? Shout out to the fact check. It's saying that it's not true. All
okay.
Right. It was supposed to be he did not sign a child support. Stop playing music. He did not sign a child support law that says that the person that is claiming the child is the only one that can file. You know, the person that's actually paying for the child support is the one that actually can file for the child. But don't get me wrong, kind of don't sound like a bad idea.
No. Here's the thing about the child support piece, and I can tell you this, and a lot of single moms know that. When you're paying child support, it's really, that money is not really like half. Like if you take both parents' income, right, and they're both supposed to be contributing 100%, right? The male's paying child support, right? And then the custodial parent is not paying child support. When you look at how much the non-custodial parent is paying for child support, it's not 50% of what that kid needs. It's not.
No.
You know what I mean?
So I get it. I understand. But it makes sense. Whoever's doing the major taking care of the child should be the one that's actually doing it. But if you're also paying child support to somebody, there should be benefits and everything to you also. There should probably be tax breaks to and everything to you also.
Yeah.
I'm being forced to remove this from my I think that needs to be reevaluated in some way, shape, or form. I truthfully do.
That's what's up.
All of the January 6 people just got pardoned. Pretty much like 1,500 people.
Unbelievable.
Yep, all of them. But on the way out, Biden just approved, just pardoned his entire.
Oh yeah,
so it's kind of like, but then you got
It's an absolute circus out there, man.
Yeah.
In the next 4 years, just get ready. Get ready. You know what I mean?
And we got tariffs and everything back and forth, which I understand tariffs and all this stuff, but the prices are about to go up. So get ready.
All right, that's all we got. That's all we got. I guess that was culture talk. Let's get Let's get to the last segment, man. Episode 12. It's about to, now we're going to Thai Spicy, right? We got to crank this thing up. The Great Debate, episode 12. Volcano, get that clip ready. Are successful women less successful in relationships? Whoa. Shouts out to all my ladies that are peeping this right now. We're posing a question here because we saw something.
Yes. There's a show called Tonight's Conversation. A lot of times you can end up seeing that on YouTube. Shouts out to them, and feel free to subscribe if you would like. This is we're probably the only show that's going to promote somebody else's stuff also, but there's great content and everything on there, and there's great conversations that happen to be on there, and there's one specifically that's kind of stood out to me, and I want to go ahead and I want to play this clip and let you guys just take a listen, and we'll speak on this one in just 1 second. Here it goes. Let me make sure I'm spinning it from the very top, and we have it. Here we go.
We hear women come up and talk about how successful they are and how intimidated men are, and they never say a word about their character. And I just can't help but think about how turned off women get when men lead with money and lead with accomplishment and end up having nothing but unavailability and coldness and lack of emotional development, because that unfortunately is what it takes to succeed in certain career fields. You can look it up. And for some reason, women think that the success that they've amassed has somehow happened without them becoming devoid of a lot of the personality and relationships that men are devoid of. And they flex their accomplishments and money the same way men do. And somehow we make it different every time. Every time. No disrespect to you, but you didn't say about being a good woman. Nothing.
Why
you didn't say no.
I'm just
Fuck all that, bro. Didn't say nothing about.
I can tell you what.
This is about a larger point. This is not about her as an individual. We don't hear I'm successful, I got my degree, and I've been in therapy the last 3 years working out my issues. I just bought a house, and I also identified my childhood trauma and it took inventory over my baggage, and I got it out the way. Oh, also I'm loyal. My time management is on point. I do what I say I'm going to do. I'm considerate. We never hear any of it. What I hear is when say that y'all act like, when men say that y'all have turned into alphas, what we're talking about is the worst parts of manhood. Y'all have taken it on. Now, the problem with men is that we won't admit that those are the worst parts of us too. But shorty, y'all have taken the worst parts of what it means to be successful, and y'all wear that like a badge. Look at what it's done to us. If you need an example of what it looks like to only live in your accomplishments, look at the black men around you. You in a city full of them. Look at how devoid they are. Look at what it took them to get to where they are. Look at how underdeveloped some of them are emotionally. This is what you want? Is this what we're gonna do, to let accomplishments be band-aids for that?
Absolutely powerful.
Absolutely, very powerful. Very, very powerful. We appreciate the hearing content and everything like that. And I just basically want to just get into it and just say that,
let's go there.
On many ways, he's right.
Say more.
Especially for men and for women, there is success comes with a level of coldness that you need to develop and you need to apply on an everyday basis. Success comes when you don't lean, you don't bend, you don't fold, you don't succumb to what anybody else has to say when it comes to the mission that you are on for your own personal or business success.
Yeah.
That goes for a family, that goes for a spouse, that goes for just about anybody. especially when you know what you have to get up and actually do and take your 2 feet in the direction you have to send them to in order for you to actually become successful. It was a show, and I'm pretty sure a majority of the women that are might be watching this show or paying attention to it, it was called it was man, it just slipped my head. The one with the chick, she was working for the president. Um the black chick.
Who's that?
What was not Taraji? What's the other girl's name? Scandal.
Scandal. We got
Scandal.
Carrie. Yeah.
Carrie Washington. Yes. In there was one part of it that really stood out. It was a quote that was said on there, and when she was talking to the president's aide, and she was talking to him like, he needs to be happy, and he responded back to her and said, great men aren't meant to be happy, they're meant to be great. They're not meant to be happy, they are meant to be great. And when you take that on and you place that into the hands of a woman, I don't think they understand it the same way. So they absorb it in a different type of manner. And no diss, and I said this a lot of times before. I'm not a fan of listening to female sportscasters or people talking about and reporting sports news. It's not to say that they can't.
Okay.
It's almost like the sound of it and the feel of it, like what I get from Swiss Beats. Like I'm just not a fan of it because to me, it's almost textbook. It's not like loose. It's not fluid. It's not reflexive. It's like you've been fed this knowledge. It just and it could be just the delivery. It's almost like you've been fed this knowledge. So I apply that same like looseness and fluid and reflexes that a man has to being successful, and you take that and you hand that over to a woman. Not to say that she cannot have the reflexes and be successful, but again, the look and the feel of it is a lot more textbook. It's a lot more fed. It's a lot more regurgitated. And that is maybe me just saying what I actually feel. Again, not saying that you cannot be successful, but what I'm saying is the balance of that successfulness, that success turns into that part oversteps everything, anyone in your path so much harder as a woman than it does as a man. See, a man knows the balance and will find the balance and will make sure he has to find a balance. You know why? Because he has to be a man. He has to be able to get up and go to work and then shake that shit off and come home and smile. He has to be able to get up and go. He has to get up and go and deal with being talked down to or looked at funny or being talked at in so many ways and still come home and smile.
Women, no, I agree with that. And sometimes I think women don't get that.
No, they don't. But you know why? Because they go and they'll be talked down to and be looked at in certain ways and still can come home and bring that back, home.
Yeah.
Not saying again that, and it takes for a man to be able to take that in and still deal with that part of it and still appreciate that part of it in some way, shape, or form. So I think that the handling of success between the two is much different. So therefore, it has a barrier that it places between the two and those that really like take it and own it and want to run with it and become that alpha and become that, you know what I'm saying? I think they tend to put a rift in certain relations that they have when they don't know how to add on that submission, when they don't know how to add on and take and leave that part of being successful outside and keep this part in home.
Are you implying we're better off just the wife and somebody that works at McDonald's?
No, I'm not. I'm not implying that. What I am implying though is that, and just like my man said, I'm successful, but I'm also in therapy. I'm
Right.
successful, but I'm also got my stuff together in this way, shape, or form. So I'm saying still be successful, but still find the ways that just like men do to navigate the difference between success outside of home and success inside.
Inside.
You see?
Yeah, because a lot of those, I think you make a great point here, and I think as a man, a lot of the skill sets that I use inside of my workspace, right? When it comes to a relationship, what I'm strong in my career actually would be detrimental to the relationship. For instance, I tell people what to do all the time. Like, you see what I'm saying? Especially when they're outside of compliance, then I appear, right? But that skill set and that bossiness, if I flex on my lady like that, then that's going to contribute to an unsuccessful relationship.
Correct.
You know,
and see, there's also that, and I mean, there's also those that feel like entitlement because of the success and everything that they have. Like, I'm successful, so therefore I should have this. I've done this, I make money, so therefore I should have this. That does not necessarily mean that you're going to have that, because a good amount of the people who are lonely and a good amount of the people that are alone, some people need isolation, and you should appreciate that, because they're at least being forefront and saying like, hey, I'm the type of person that needs to be alone.
Yeah.
Cool. If that's what it is. Now, if you decide that you want to come out and play, I'm right here for you. But if you need to be alone, be alone. And then we can navigate this in some many different type of form and everything that really actually works. Not saying that it can't work. I'm just saying that if you can be successful and still own up to your problems and issues and everything that you have, then you are a working, functioning adult, and you can have a successful relationship. But as long as you're going to take and put that success and everything out in front and use that to stunt and use that as like a trump card, or use that as something to try to place on somebody's head, like, I can talk to you in this particular manner because I am like this, or I can live with you in this particular manner because I am like this outside of here, then that is a problem. And sometimes, unfortunately, ladies, please listen, y'all don't know how to do that. You don't. Because y'all are emotional creatures. We are logical creatures. Y'all can be irrational, where we focus on rationale. Now, it doesn't even mean that you're trying to be like that. But let's keep it real. Y'all have certain things that may imbalance things that will cause you to do that without you even noticing and recognizing. And if you do recognize, you still don't know how to come out of that feeling because of the fact that the chemical is taking over. It's nature.
Right.
So own up to nature.
You know what I mean? And I think it's a certain level of just, one, as a culture, we don't do well. I think it's getting better now, but we still don't do well with sitting on somebody's couch, right? And taking therapy serious. Listen, if you call your therapist once every 6 weeks, that's not therapy.
No, it's not.
That's just checking in.
Yeah.
You should be exactly. That's just checking in. And so you have a very successful woman that's in her late 40s, and when she meets someone, she's high value. She's 6 figures, and she's looking for a man that's high value. He's 6 figures. They're both bosses, right? But it's that layer, that veil that she places in between them is, I had to break my back. I've been through so much as a black woman that you almost need to bow down to me.
Yeah.
Not realizing, right, the only reason that a man will bow down to a woman is either if he's soft or a simp. And it could be both.
Now, I've in certain fields and everything that I've worked, I've been especially on like production lines or like plant scenarios and everything.
Yeah,
I've seen
blue collar vibes.
I've seen women who are like line leaders or managing departments and the rest of this, that, and the other. And each one, and this is my own personal experience. That does not mean it's like this across the board. This is just my own experience. In my experience,
That's our stereotype disclaimer right there. We're not trying to do that, yeah.
We're not trying to do that. I'm a realist. I'm gonna keep it real with you. In my personal experience, at least the 3 that I have encountered, all of them kept the same persona: tough, broad, mean, didn't smile, didn't want to talk, act like you couldn't even get in touch with them or close to them or have anything to say to them.
That's unfortunate.
Didn't want to smile. I had to break on one of them, like, you need to smile. And this is what has happened. And I recognize it, like, you're trying to play a role. Like, you're trying to be something that, you know, you're trying to put off an aura that you don't possess. And if you're trying to possess it, but it don't look right on, it don't fit you. Blue is not your color.
Right.
It just doesn't do it. It's just like the over exaggeration mascara and makeup on somebody who's a little funny, trying to act like they, you know, we ain't gonna go there. But I'm just saying it truthfully is it's almost like a flex in a person trying to be something that they are legitimately not, and it's noticeable and it does not look right, and that is what comes off. Why they're like that, I don't know. Who put it in their ear that they had to be like this, I don't know.
But if that's the case, there's a deeper issue going on, and that deeper issue needs to be addressed by a if you're acting the same way at your job as you do when you come into your house, and you're treating people the same way you move on your job, right? There's something going on there.
Yeah, again, are you talking about for a man or a woman? Are you talking about just for either one?
I think for either one.
For either one.
I mean, there should be a reduction. Some of those skill sets are going to cross over, but there should be some that totally drop off, right?
There should be some, but again, some don't know how to do that. And the reason they don't want to know how to do that is because emotionally they need to remove what they need to have gone through off of their chest.
Gotcha.
They don't know how to internalize it. Some people don't know how to sit within their own silence. They don't know how to internalize it, take it in, hold it in, just go ahead and process it in mind, and then say, all right, I'm gonna do it like this, and just move on. You see what I'm saying? Some don't know how. It needs to be a lash out. It needs to be this. It needs to be yelling. It needs to be, you know, some people are in that manner. So therefore, it's how do you kind of deal with that, and how do you kind of, you know, navigate around that? Well, you sit down and try to talk with the person, and if there's no reason, if there's no way of talking with the person and trying to get through to the person, then evidently something is lost. But I do feel that because of nature and the structure and everything of woman, which is more rounded, is not necessarily known how to be more rigid. So when they try to be rigid like that, it's an act, and it's noticeable, and it turns into a flex. And it's almost like they worry about it because they know somebody else is worrying about it, or they focusing on it because they know somebody else is focusing on it, and it's just not genuine.
Yeah. It feels forced. It does not. It does not come off natural.
There you go. It does. It feels forced, and I think that's the issue. Can successful women be in successful relationships? Absolutely, they can.
Yeah. There we go.
Just like successful men can be in successful relationships. You know why? I mean, unfortunately, and I hate to sound shallow, of course, they're going to be in some form of successful. Men are going to be in successful relationships because successful men attract successful, I mean, just women in general.
Yeah.
Whereas successful women tend to push away men in general.
And I think a lot of that, in my experience when I've dated very successful women, the notion I have been told that I want to be submissive because from 8 to 5 I'm bossing everybody around. Please take the lead, and then you get in there and they're always grabbing back the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So I believe that it almost becomes muscle memory for them to where, like you said, they cannot transition after 5 p.m. Into because they need some of that masculine energy on the job.
Well, it's a battle of the reflexes because your reflexes have been teaching you. Your reflexes are the stuff that you learn as a child and as you coming up. Oh, this is hot, don't touch it. Oh, this might shock you, don't touch it. Oh, if you go this far, you might fall. You know what I'm saying? There's all those things that you learn and develop those reflexes for it. And then what happens is you get out into the world.
Yeah.
And the world starts to show you all the rest of this stuff. And then you like, okay, now I got to adapt to this. Now I got to adapt to this. And what happens is a person tries to like revert back to the childlike reflexes, but they can't.
Yeah.
Because they got to focus on this grown adult societal reflexes and everything. And then when you take and put the two together, sure, as a woman, she wants to be submissive and towards you and wants you to more take the lead. But at the same time, this one kicks in and it's like, but I know how to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you do, it's like, okay, that's too much. Let me bring this one back in. So this way we can try to balance it out. And we as men don't know how to necessarily navigate that path to know which one to be at times. So therefore, we fall back when we need, we step forward when we need, but we know how to play the role.
Right. We've
been playing a role all of our lives. We're the ones that got to approach and get your phone number and got to come up with different ways to actually get it. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones that's got to try to sit up and wait until you ready to go ahead and give it up and everything. We're the ones that's got to step up. So we've been plotting paths of how to get through to you for the longest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And therefore, we know how to separate the difference in between the two, when to shut up, when to talk. And unfortunately, ladies, y'all don't know how to do that.
That is the one chip challenge Carolina Reaper spicy. Wow. Okay.
Got the applause on that one. I'm sorry, but ladies, no, I'm telling you, and this is not just to ladies. This is to men, and this is to everybody. I said this in a song. It was a song I did called "Bad Dreams," and the actual point of the song is: before you face the world, you must face yourself. If you can't look at yourself in the mirror and realize who you are, what you are, and where you're going, and where you're trying to go, and like try to develop some kind of path and everything, you're going to step out of that bed and be lost.
Yeah, period.
And somebody else might lead you down somewhere that you don't need to go. I've been shown doors left and right and open up just the right ones.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I got to the ones that needed to get me right here in front of y'all and right in some of the positions that, I've needed to be in. So you got to watch for the doors. You got to be led in the right direction, but you got to realize who you are first, because if you don't, no telling where you're going to end up at. And again, you can be successful and have successful relationships, but just look in the mirror first and realize who you are. And then, you can make something out of it.
Yo, round of applause for that, man. And that's a shout out to mental health too, man.
Yes. And I've never been in therapy. I look forward to going. Actually, I for real. I'm serious. I really.
Yo, you got to do it, man. You got to do it because. So that means that you're a black man in America. So there you have experienced trauma that you have internalized. And so now it's just ice in your veins at this point, right? But when you get in that therapist, when you get with that therapist, you'll start seeing how that trauma actually it has been impacting your behavior.
Yes, I look forward to it. I said I might try it this year, but I'll see.
Yeah, I and shouts out to Lyra. It's kind of a mental health firm, and they work with employers. And I've been blessed to get free, I think 10 free sessions a year. And so, yeah, man, I would recommend it, man. Try it for a quarter, man. If you can do it, try it. You know, I would say no more than bi-weekly, you know what I mean, every other week. And go for about 3 months, right? One of the more challenging things about therapy, honestly, man, the difficult hump is to find someone that you can vibe with, right? Because if you can't be transparent and vulnerable, then you're wasting time.
Yeah, true,
You know?
true. So yeah, I look forward to it. Not that I feel like I need it. I just want to try it. I just
No, yeah.
Like-
I definitely feel like you'll get some value out of it, right? You'll gain something. You'll gain something that you can add on to your character, and it'll make you, you know, like a updated you. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's what's up. Episode freaking 12, man. This is a good one.
Episode 12. It's in the bag. How y'all doing, y'all? Y'all all right? I'm glad that y'all teamed up with us for today.
Yeah, shouts out to the chat.
Yeah, shouts out to the chat. Y'all was all in. Dog, Mr. No, what we got here? Ben Frank, what up with you? Angela Harris, what up with you? Nato, I see you. What's up with you, man? This 3 weeks in a row, man. You've been messing with us. Ben Frank, good to see you, a repeat offender, also with joining in with us as well. So, man, make sure that y'all continue to spread the word about the show. Make sure that y'all go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, keep on coming back. Every time you see us popping up, definitely we got something to talk about and share with y'all. This is the Underground Penthouse, where we give an upscale view on underground shit.
That's what it is.
Basically, yes. And also the again, Graffiti Symphony Part 2 will be coming out this year. It's in production and everything right now. And make sure you go ahead and give the Plexology Part 3 that's out here on the
Appreciate that. Yeah, man.
on the web and everything
It's
right
out
now.
there, Spotify, Apple Music, etc.
Yep. So have fun. Thank y'all. See us again for episode 13. That'll be coming up in another 2 weeks. So we'll be back here on the 5th, shooting for the 5th. Let's make sure that we're here for the 5th. Let's make sure that nothing else keeps jumping in the way. I have some stuff that jumps in the way, but hopefully we're going to make sure that we're there. So yeah, let's get it in. For myself, DJ Oplex, you got anything else you want to say to him before we go?
Nah, man. Peace, love, and music on top, man. On the 5th, we at him again.
Yep, that's what's up. Peace, love. See y'all next time. Until then, make sure you keep on rocking with us. And yeah, we're gonna play that music. Here you go.
Let's get it.
Talking about music and the lifestyle we dream. Sipping on champagne, living in style. Underground penthouse where we reconcile. Discussing the good, the bad, the true. Underground music, what it means to you. Breaking down the beats, dissecting the rhymes, spreading the love, one verse at a time. In our tuxedo, stepping out on the town. Underground penthouse, we hold it down. From the dim lit clubs to the streets at night, we shine a spotlight on the underground spot. Tuxedo, stepping out on the town. Underground penthouse, we hold it down. From the dim lit clubs to the streets at night, we shine a spotlight on the underground smile.